Off the Cuff is supported by Patreon. Join today and become an honorary producer and get in-show credit on every episode. Hi everybody, and welcome to another episode of Off the Cuff. I'm going to say it. I'm really excited about today's show. I am. Today I'm doing a food I absolutely love. I've made it no secret that I love Chinese food. I have loved Chinese cuisine for decades. As a matter of fact, on the show, I've done some Chinese dishes a couple of times. I think in my second season, when I was still on YouTube, look at that. I made low-carb egg rolls. I used coconut wraps. They were air-fried. They were terrific. Then I think 2 years ago, I did this. Kung Pao chicken, one of my favorite dishes of all time. It came out just like takeout. I loved it. I still make it to this day, and I haven't ordered it from a Chinese food restaurant since. So today, I'm at it again. I'm gonna try to make a dish that I haven't had much since I moved to the West Coast. Cold sesame noodles. Oh, they are so delicious. They're made with peanut butter and sesame. I love anything that's made with peanut butter, and they are fantastic. But not many places out here have it. I think I've had it once, maybe twice, in the 23 years I've been out here. However, in New York, I used to have it all the time. Today, I'm making it right here in my kitchen. And guess what? If you're eating low carb, it's gonna be okay, because they have carbs, but they're high fiber, high protein. It's not going to impact your blood sugar. It's going to be great. And for my companion dish, I'm going to make a soup I have always loved. Yes, silky, delicious egg drop soup. Also low carb. Believe it or not. I can't wait to get these two dishes going. Now, we do have a first segment to the show, as usual. And yes, we did have a visitor. I want to show you that, but let me just say, it was a very efficient meeting. Watch. Once again, it's truly off the cuff, because I've never made cold sesame noodles or egg drop soup before. This is going to... Hello there. I'm not going to ask you how you got my apartment, because that's what people do. They just show up, look around, and scribble things. What are you writing?
I am Inspector Howell.
Inspector Howell. Mm-hmm. Wonderful. Let me introduce myself. I'm Thurston Howell. This is Lovey Howell. Welcome to the island. Gilligan's Island? Inspector, like from the police?
Efficiency. I am an efficiency professional.
Oh, an efficiency expert.
A rudimentary definition, but essentially correct.
Well, the thing is, I didn't order an efficiency professional.
I am here courtesy of and at the request of Mr. Paul Manningham, head of the network. You are familiar with him.
I'm not afraid of Mr. Manningham. Mr. Mitchell! Oh, Mr. Manningham, sorry. Your Highness. Your Majesty. 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 Yeah, Mr. Manningham and I are like this.
He thought an evaluation would help improve your show. He is quite the fan.
Oh, he is?
No, he just required me to say that to ingratiate you.
Well, I don't know how I'm feeling, but ingratiated wouldn't be it.
Let's get to work. Where is the kitchen where you film and prepare your food?
This is it.
I don't understand.
You're in it. This is the kitchen.
I see. This is a period piece. I gather from the decor and the appliances and the aroma. This takes place in the 1950s.
Nailed it.
Now, to particulars. How many air fryers do you have?
3.
Why do you require 3?
Well, one for the entree and one for the side.
And the third?
Emotional support?
This is also odd. You have required an inordinate amount of censoring to mask foul language. I thought this was a family show.
Well, it is.
Explain, please.
Oh! Remember, when you take stuff out of the microwave, it might be It's a mystery to me.
And how about this?
What?
That expensive overhead camera you never use.
Oh, I use that.
The only use for the past 92 episodes has been to document your male pattern hair loss.
My what?
Your bald spot.
Okay, that can go.
Ah, very well. Oh, one more thing. Your food cost.
My what?
Not only are these ingredients more expensive, but they are extravagant.
Okay, let me shut your garage door right there, Inspector, okay? I mean, what's the cost of lowering your A1C, lowering your blood pressure, eating all that fiber? Wait, never mind. We know the cost of that. Yes, some of the ingredients I use are more expensive, but they're healthier. They fill me up more. So in essence, I end up eating less, feeling better, and spending less money now than I did before.
I will let Mr. Manningham know you have passed my evaluation. Do you have any message for him?
I do. Here are the ingredients. Weren't you on the Beverly Hillbillies? Okay, I can't wait to get started on these cold sesame noodles. 3/4 to 1 pound of cooked dried spaghetti. Remember, I'm using chickpea pasta. 2/3 of a cup of water. 1/3 cup of smooth peanut butter. 1/4 cup low sodium soy sauce. 1/4 cup of seasoned rice vinegar. 3 tablespoons of keto brown sugar. 1/4 cup of roasted peanut oil. 2 tablespoons sesame seeds, and plus some more for topping. 3 teaspoons of chili garlic sauce. 1 1-inch piece of peeled ginger. 1 clove of garlic. 1 teaspoon sesame oil, and fresh scallions chopped for topping. Now for the egg drop soup. 2 large eggs. 1 tablespoon water. 4 cups or 32 ounces of chicken broth. 2 tablespoons cornstarch. 1/4 cup water. 1 teaspoon each of salt and white pepper. 1/2 teaspoon of MSG, obviously, and garnish with more freshly chopped scallions. Okay, I just put my water on and I salted it. It's going to come to boil for the pasta. Now, speaking of the pasta, here it is. Now, what it is chickpea pasta. And yes, it does have carbs. But like I said, it has protein and it has fiber. Now, not too long ago, I found this in a store. I'm not going to give away the brand name. It's all over. It's easy to find. And I got their macaroni and cheese, and I made it. It was absolutely terrific. I haven't had mac and cheese in a very long time, like forever. But I overindulged, you know, because it's like a 1 or 2 servings, I don't know. I ate the entire box. It was fantastic. And I sat there in one of my guilt spirals afterwards. I'm like, oh boy, my blood sugar used to be like 200 and 220. This is a bad move. You shouldn't have done it. You should have tested it first. Well, 2.5 hours later, tested my blood sugar, 95. I thought it was a misprint. Tried it a half hour later, 92. I was like, wow. I mean, really, that was outstanding. Then a couple of weeks later, I tried the linguine or the spaghetti, I'm not sure which, and I made it Alfredo, which was low carb. Same thing. It did not spike my blood sugar at all. I was thrilled to have pasta in my life again. Now, I will say this, there is carbs. My body just, I guess because of the protein and the fiber, didn't process the carbs. When you try this, go slow. See how you are at first, because I feel really lucky that my body really, it agrees with my blood sugar in my body. Take it slow. Try a little bit. See how you like it. Of course, see if you like the taste, and go from there. Now let's make these noodles. We've reached a rolling boil. In goes our pasta. All in. There we go. I'll stir it all in. Nope, I don't believe in breaking it in half. Sorry, not going to do that. Okay. Now I'm going to reduce this down to a simmer. And we're going to go for about 9 to 10 minutes. And I'm going to keep stirring it to make sure they don't stick. Alright, this is coming along quite nicely. Here's the thing. There's 50% more protein, 3 times the fiber, and 25% less net carbs. That's pretty cool. And I gotta tell you, it does not taste like chickpeas. I'm gonna test this. It's still, no, this is still, I would say it's about 3/4 of the way there. That's good. That's very good. I don't want to be guilty of stirring it too much. I tend to overdo. I have to let it simmer a little bit and stir occasionally. The truth is, you don't want the pasta to be too hard, but you don't want it to be too soft. Yeah. And actually, okay, the pasta is getting close to being done, and I just realized I made a little bit of a mistake. I had several boxes of pasta in my cupboard. This isn't the spaghetti. This is the linguine. So we're gonna have cold sesame noodles made out of linguine. It's fine. People do it all the time. Yeah, that's what I plan to do. This was part of the plan all the time. All right, this is done. Turn off the heat. And now we pour our pasta and drain it. Oh yeah, here we go. There we are. Now we're going to put this aside while we make the sauce. All right, so let's get going. We're going to put in our ginger, our garlic. There goes our 2/3 a cup of water. This is our roasted peanut oil. This is our, the flavored, that's the rice wine. That's the rice wine vinegar. The soy sauce. The roasted chili garlic. This is your peanut butter. There goes the peanut butter. And next goes in the keto brown sugar. The sesame seeds and the scallions will go in later. Now we mix. Let's check it out. That looks good to me. Now let's get our pasta. Okay, our pasta is in this bowl here. Now we just take this and we pour it over like that, all of it. Oh yeah, real well. Oh, now it looks like there's too much. Don't worry. This is gonna harden and thicken up because this is gonna go into the refrigerator after we mix it. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. Can you see that? You can see that. That looks really good. All right, I can't believe I'm actually making this at home. Okay, so do some of the sesame seeds in here. There you go. Some of the scallions. Continue to mix. All right, it's mixed. Now, into the refrigerator. Okay, I've covered the cold sesame noodles into the refrigerator for 2 to 3 hours. You can even do it overnight. Hey, guess what? In that time, you can watch Food Facts. In China, noodles are a symbol of a long and happy life, and they're traditionally served on Chinese New Year. Of course, noodles have a deep history in China. The first written record of noodles was found in the Book of Songs in 25 BC. They were made from wheat dough, and they were a staple in the diets of the people in the Han Dynasty. Now, recently, experts actually uncovered a 4,000-year-old bowl of pasta in Asia, China. 4,000 years old. I think I have some ramen that old in my cupboard. Most historians do believe that noodles did originate in China. And despite the rumors or the theory that Marco Polo brought noodles to Europe, well, there's evidence that noodles were present in the Mediterranean long before Marco's expedition. Sorry, Marco. At least you have the swimming pool game, right? Marco Polo. However, those early Chinese noodles weren't long strands of noodles or pasta. They were actually flat little bits called mian pian, and they're still around today. Also, there's evidence that laganon, or flat noodles, were invented in Rome around 149 BC, so each side has a valid argument as to who was first with the pasta. Szechuan noodles grew in popularity in Hong Kong as a street food, and they were called Dan Dan noodles. Now, they got their name because they were carried by street vendors on poles called dans. Now, cold noodles actually came about because of the Korean War. During that war, many citizens fled the area to China and other territories, and they brought with them their recipe for cold buckwheat noodle soup, which was a specialty of North Korea. Cold noodles were actually served all year long, even during the coldest part of the winter, and even during the hottest part of the summer, where actually they could be quite refreshing. In Japan, soba noodles could be served hot or cold. Is this really that much of a revelation? My mom used to love cold spaghetti. Cold sesame noodles is a staple food in the Sichuan province of southwestern China. Also, Sichuan is famous for its cuisine and its pandas. But its pandas cuisine is actually bamboo. Yeah, not cold sesame noodles. What makes cold sesame noodles so unique is that the noodles have baking soda and other Sichuan spices such as chili oil and paprika. The father of cold sesame noodles is Yun Fa, or Shorty Tang. There he is. The 4'11" chef was born in Sichuan, China in 1926, and he's credited with bringing cold sesame noodles to the United States, specifically New York. Shorty opened Huayuan in 1971 on 40 East Broadway in Chinatown, and of course it featured his signature dish, cold sesame noodles. Huayuan was one of the first American restaurants to serve authentic Chinese food rather than Americanized fare. Shorty passed away in 1976, but his legacy and his signature dish live on. In 2007, New York Times food critic Sam Sifton wrote an article called Food the Way We Eat Noodletown, and it was all about Shorty and his famous recipe for cold sesame noodles. And now it's time for some fun facts about egg drop soup. Now, historians agree there is no set origin for egg drop soup. However, they do agree that the consumption of fowl eggs goes back to 1400 BC. So it's been around a while. Egg drop soup is also known as egg flour soup because when you swirl the eggs into the broth, they can look like flowers when they're twirling around. In Laos, the Laotian version is called Mika tea, and it contains red curry, coconut milk, and of course, eggs. Moving to Europe, in Italy, it's called stracciatella, and it's made with eggs and Parmesan cheese. In France, there's turin, which is garlic soup made with egg whites. Oh, I love garlic. In Spain, there's sopa de ajo, also garlic-based, with egg whites. In Austria, there's Eierflocken soup, which is actually scrambled eggs mixed with flour, poured into boiling soup, and turned into egg dumplings. In Poland, there's lana kluski, which is very similar to the Austrian version, but a lot easier to pronounce. And now it's time for noodle trivia. October 6th is National Noodle Day. Noodles were once a luxury item. But in actuality, noodles are very, very inexpensive. Did you know that if you ate nothing but noodles, ramen noodles, for 1 year, your total cost would be $140? That's using your noodle. And finally, did you know that by law, a noodle must contain 5.5% egg solids to be called a noodle? So technically, the chickpea pasta I'm using today means they're not noodles. But you know what? I'm doing it anyway. And that's Food Facts. So, we have our 4 cups of chicken broth heating to a boil, and we have all the ingredients we have here to make the soup except for the eggs, which I'm going to get now. Okay, you take the 2 eggs, right there, and we're going to scramble those in there. We're going to scramble them up. Scramble those eggs. And then we're going to add 1 tablespoon of water. That's all. Okay, so our eggs are ready. Now we just wait for the big boil, which is happening almost already. Look at that. We are boiling. Okay. Let's pull this off a little bit. We're going to make our slurry. We take our 1/4 cup of water with the 2 tablespoons of the cornstarch. And we mix in here. And now we pour it in there. There we go. And we're going to mix this up. And we're going to go and we're going to let it thicken up. About another 2 or 3 minutes. Let it thicken a little bit more. We're getting close to when we're going to put the eggs in. We're going to pour in our egg mixture. Just sprinkle it in like that. There you go. Sprinkle it in. Look at that. That looks delicious. It looks amazing. More of the egg. And the rest of the egg goes in. And we're going to stir this up. Now in goes the flavoring. In goes your salt. I made a plop. The white pepper. And your MSG, obviously. And if you get that reference, awesome. Actually, more salt can go in. Come on. There we go. Okay, now the soup is ready. Let's pour it into our bowl. Okay. And garnish with some of these scallions. Okay. There is our egg drop soup. Okay, it's been about 3 hours. The noodles are cold. Time to eat. Man, that was a lot of fun. I mean, I had a great time making the egg drop soup and the cold sesame noodles, 2 of my favorites. And like I always say, I'm amazed when I make something at home that I'm used to having outside. Only it's low carb, healthy, and delicious. Well, that remains to be seen. Look at all, I don't know if you can see, you probably saw in the picture, all the ribbons of luscious egg in here. I can't wait. I really can't wait to try this. I waited 3 hours. Here we go. Oh. Silky, delicious. It's seasoned really well. I will be, let me just, oh, so good. Oh, yes. It's right on the edge of being a little bit too salty, but it's okay. I'm gonna finish this whole bowl. When you make yours, start off with the seasoning, a little bit less, and then build up. I mean, it all depends on your taste, right? Oh man, I want to eat this whole thing. this is fantastic. Oh man, it's really, really good. But you know what I'm waiting for, right? The pièce de résistance. Yes. The cold sesame noodles made with linguine. Yeah, I made a mistake. I threw in the wrong box, but you know what? Looks fantastic. And it's pasta. It's just flat noodles instead of short round ones. Oh. You know, I can't tell you how much I've missed this and how good this looks and how close it looks to what I was used to getting in New York. Oh man. I'm gonna get a big forkful here and I'm gonna try it. Really easy to make. And the chickpea pasta is amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Yes, as you saw in the macros, it has more carbs, but for some reason, because of the protein and the fiber, it doesn't affect me as much. So this is pretty much guilt-free. Here we go. Huh. There are the flavors I recognize. Oh, delicious. Delicious. I love you. I'm talking to food. I love you. It's so good. The noodles aren't too mushy. They're the perfect, not too soft, not too hard. You taste the peanut butter. You taste the sesame. You taste the ginger. Oh, This is a treat. This is wonderful. Oh man. I made this. I highly recommend this. If you like cold sesame noodles, of course, if you like egg drop soup, these recipes are for you. I could not be happier. And well, that's it for this time around. Thank you so much for watching. I'm here in another 2 weeks with another show and some more recipes. Until then, be well, eat good.